Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I'm just gonna wait a few moments here as people start to connect to the live stream. There's been a lot of amazing interest, and right off the bat, I just want to thank those who shared this initiative, who feel alignment and resonance with this initiative of coming together in unified prayer. And I'll set more of a context for that, of why it is so important and relevant to do this work of collectively cohering our hearts, our minds, our beings in times like these, which seem to be increasingly becoming the norm in our transformational shifting times. But before we begin, let us do some energetic clearing. I have a beautiful alchemy crystal bowl here that's made of quartz crystal as a base, and then it's coated with gold and copper. So I'm going to ring out this vibration, and I invite you, if you are joining me and you're in a nice seated position, to find a nice straight spine. Start to connect to your holy breath, breathing in and out through the nose and breathing deep into the belly. And start to come into a deeper connection with yourself. And imagine that the space that you are in, whether it's your home or wherever you are, just start to imagine that that space is being filled with beautiful, divine, healing light that is cleansing the space, that is helping the space become further activated, empowered. Let's all just start to release some sighs, and with the intention that these sighs are ventilating any tension that is in our body, in our mind, in our being. And I'm just going to sing a little invocation here to bring us further into the space. So I invite you to just close down your eyes and receive these vibrations. Songaraya Shori Gayama Gayama Gayama. O great Goddess, be with us. Fill us with your loving light. Fill us with your infinite wisdom, which our hearts are portals for your guiding realm. O great Goddess, we are your children. Be with us in this precious moment, this precious existence. O great Goddess of wisdom, we open our hearts to receive the lovingness of your guiding touch, of your caress of our souls. May we be transmitters of great peace. Iamuya, O Sophia, O Shekina, O Gaia, Mahadev, O Sophia, O Shekina, O Gaia Mahadev. Feeling those blessings of the goddess, holding your heart, this infinite love. When you feel ready, you can open your eyes. So thanks again for all of you for joining me in our time here today. Hopefully this will be about 30 minutes in total, just to give you a time reference. But if we go a little over, just come and go as you please. This will be up on my Instagram after this if you want to connect as well. We are going to create a coherent prayer together, but it will be still there alive in the Akashic field for anyone who wants to connect later. And feel free, if you feel like sharing this with anyone who needs to feel this sense of peace and this sacred activism and this universal love. So of course, we are all witnessing, all these intensities in our world that are happening right now. Particularly, we're seeing this conflict in the Middle East being conflagrated again, being incited again. And this is a very old and ancient and painful story that keeps on cycling back and back and back. And each time there are more opportunities for us to learn, and each time there is more suffering that we have to process. And my heart goes out to all of those who are directly affected by this crisis, to those of the Jewish people, to those of the Palestinian people. Our hearts go out to you, and we are holding space for you. If you need to connect, and I urge those of you who have friends who are directly Jewish and Palestinian to check up on them, to make sure they're doing all right as we enter into what hopefully will be an end of this suffering. But I do believe we may be going deeper into this conflict, and that's why the prayers are so important. So what is prayer? There's so many different ways to define it, and I'm just going to give my humble perspective on what it is and why it is so important for us to make this shift into living more prayerful lives. If you haven't noticed, we are living in times of profound transformation. This is times that have been prophesied for eons, that we would come to a time when humanity would be initiated into a new level of growth, a new level of consciousness. The Mayans called it the ninth wave of galactic consciousness, the time of unity consciousness. The Cathars, a beautiful pagan culture that was genocided by the church 1,000 years ago, called it the time that the good people returned to earth. The Aztecs call it the time of the sixth sun. Many Native American tribes call this the time of the rainbow warriors rising. The Tibetans call this the age of the Shambhala warrior. So you see, all over the world we have this sense of a prophecy of a time of great awakening in humanity, a new consciousness that is infusing into our world. And I would dare say that a lot of the intensities that we're experiencing in the world, not just with this singular crisis in the Middle East, but the collapse of our world systems, all the stress of all these deep ingrained colonial patterns of patriarchy and toxic culture that are being illuminated. We are being shown this precisely because our consciousness, the light that is consciousness, is so strong now. And because of the unification that has happened through such things as the internet and this awakening into our unity as a global population, our consciousness is emboldening each other. We're becoming aware of our interdependence as not only a human species, but with all life on Earth and beyond in the cosmic consciousness that the mystics of the ages have always taught us to connect to. So I want to set this context that not to delegitimize any suffering, any of the pain that any of us are going through, but to bear in mind that a lot of the chaos is being sparked because our light is shining into the shadows and it's moving this very stagnant energy that is there. And it can be very painful and it can be very scary to look at and to process. But this is precisely because our light is growing stronger. The divine is infusing us with this connection as well. And the most important thing, in my humble opinion, that we need to do right now is spiritual practices to connect to the divine, to relate to the divine. Something that the mystics have taught us is that the metaphysical infuses the physical and vice versa. When we pray, when we come together and pray together and further empower our prayers, we are affecting things on the level of essence, on the level of energy, on the level of vibration. And when you pray and you connect to those higher realms of divinity, to God, to Goddess, whatever you want to deem that, Source, Creator, to the angelic realms, to your spirit guides, to the ancestors, you are further emboldening these practices and an energetic clearing and purification of this space. That's not to say this should be the sole practice that one does. We are entering into a return in some ways in this spiral dynamic. Time works in a spiral dynamic. We are always having a newness, a novelty, but we are also cycling through things. So I've said that now Earth has become a mystery school. The wisdoms of the ages are being opened all over the world. And the mystery schools were based on holistic arts of sciences. It wasn't about being specialist in just one thing. We all have giftedness that we can bring forth in one thing. But we need to make sure that we are operating on all the spheres now more than ever. As this darkness starts to move, we are going to be increasingly asked to step up into our light, to be initiated into this great leap of consciousness. And that means we need to operate on all levels, taking care of our nutrition, our health. The path of purification has always been a universal eternal truth. Are we cleansing ourselves? Looking at practices such as fasting. How are we doing with our physical exercises? The power of dance and movement as a form of embodied prayer. Singing, music making is a form of creating unified fields of oneness within community. How are we tending to the earth through permaculture? All of these things have validity, and we should be trying to make sure that we have a well-rounded approach to our life so that we aren't just stuck on the top of a mountaintop, assuming that just by our vibrations alone, we are going to save the world. Not that the world needs to be saved. In some ways, I think the world needs to save us because nature has a gospel that we have forgotten. So when we look at this incredible, profound, harrowing, painful conflict that is happening again in the Middle East, I want you to be praying more. If you feel called, pray every day. And I invite you to bring groups of friends and family together and pray. Because we are also living in this great age of universal truth that is being promulgated, that is being officially brought forth between this convergence of spirituality and science. And the noetic sciences are the sciences of consciousness. And we are discovering miraculous things about consciousness itself and human consciousness. One of the amazing things we're discovering through the work of Lynn McTaggart, who I highly recommend, her books, The Field, The Intention Experiment, The Power of Eight is what I want to speak to very specifically. She has discovered that when people come together in at least 8, if not more numbers, there's something miraculous that gets unlocked. Our consciousness coheres, it unifies. And she has found in all these experiments that she's done all over the world that when 8 people come together to meditate and pray, the miraculous opens up. She's seen instantaneous healing. And beyond Lynn's work, we've seen work with transcendental meditation where such things as crime rates of entire cities have been brought down substantial percentages just by getting people together and meditating. In Buddhism, they talk about the departed Buddhas in the aftering life sending gift waves of energy to the living mortals as blessings to bestow us with wisdom. This idea of emanation, that we have a heart that has this potential, powerful electromagnetic field that can infuse such healing that there is no need for time and space. Science has confirmed that long-distance prayer is a reality. We all need to know that deeply in our very being right now. so that when we address prayer, we know we're tapping into a real power. This is not woo-woo. This is science. This is the science of the soul. And this is a blessing that we live in an age where this is being confirmed. So I invite you today, if you feel inspired by this prayer, to continue praying, holding the Middle East in your thoughts and prayers. And this is a huge contribution that we can make in our own humble way. So on that note, I'm going to guide us into the prayer right now. And this is what we're going to do. There's going to be a guiding portion at the beginning where I'm going to take us through some visualizations that I like to work with when I pray. And one thing to bear in mind with prayer is it's always a connection with the divine. And know that the world that we live in, we are challenged by adversities that are of other realms. People call them demonic, the archons. It is nothing to fear, but it's to know that one of the ways that we can deal with these adversities, because it infuses our mind with deception, is we make prayerful connection to the divine. And when we connect to the divine, we are infused with this natural resonance with what we really are, which is divinely designed beings from God, Goddess. So I'm going to take us through a guiding meditation into the prayer. And then the actual prayer practice is going to, the heart of it is going to be a free chant where we're going to be toning the sacred vowel sound of Ah, A-H. This sound is said to resonate with the heart, and it's found as a phonetic sound in most spiritual names. We think of Tara, Buddha, Yeshua, Magdalene, Ah. There is this word or this sound Ah that is said to have a very powerful energy for invoking the power of the heart. And in Tibetan Buddhism, Tibetan sound healing, it is said to have a very balancing effect on the emotions. So it has multidimensional healing aspects. When we are making this sound, I'm going to be using this beautiful drone instrument, the Shruti box. I have a microphone here to infuse a bit of a mystical flavor to my voice. I'm going to be toning the Ah sound for about 10 minutes. The invitation is, if you want to tone with me, you can. If you're in a space where you're not able to make the sound, just simply be with the visualization, which I will lead. And after that, we'll close our prayer. I'll say some final words, and that will be that. All right, so let us begin. So finding a nice tall seat and finding a space for yourself to really be in sanctity and connection. So I invite you now to close your eyes. Once again, find a blessed connection to your breath and start to breathe deeply into your center, into your belly. And do a gentle scan of your body. And just seeing if you can soften into the nectar of this now. Releasing any tension. Perhaps with some ventilating sighs. Let's sigh together. Let's breathe in. And again, breathing in to sigh. Taking your awareness now into the center of your chest. And imagining that your energetic heart center is filling with light, that it is a star of infinite loving light, a portal to connection with God, Goddess, Creator, Source, the Divine. And see that light emanating to every cell in your body, so that your whole body is becoming the light of your heart, filled with this infinite, divine light. I would like to invoke the sacred animal spirit of the white lions of Timbavati, Africa. The lions are the protector of humanity, and their roar makes all in the demonic realm run and flee with fear. Imagine in your space that there's a pride of lions and lionesses surrounding you, protecting you, roaring their love, cleansing and purifying your space. May our prayers be protected and amplified by these sacred keepers of the earth, the white lions. Coming back once again to your heart. And imagine that you are emanating the loving, infinite light of your heart as a connection with the divine. This isn't draining you, this is filling you with this connection. Your heart is a transmitter for the divine realms. And imagine sending your loving light to Israel and Palestine in the Middle East, encapsulating that region in the world with a great field of loving light energy. We send our prayers to those innocent ones, to all those who have departed from this realm, from the tragedy of warfare. We send our prayers to them, to guide them in the aftering life, to return to the arms of Source, to be lovingly cared for. We send our prayers of peace to infuse the hearts of those who have been traumatized so much that are hate. We pray for the hate to find the arms of peace and love. We pray somehow, in some way, for an end to this ancient conflict. We do not worry about the how. We simply plant the request upon the divine to support the end of this and all wars from this point forward. As we stand as the usherers in of the great peace that has long been heralded, we call on the angelic realm, we call on the good ancestors, we call on God, we call on Goddess, we call on Source to be with us, to infuse the strength of our prayers as we see the Middle East held in this loving light. Saint Augustine said, to sing is to pray twice, and thus we will begin our free chant of the sacred sound of Ah. So as I make my sound, you can breathe with me, sing the same tone or whatever tone, and simply follow in your own rhythm of breathing once again into your heart and sending out the Ah. And each time you breathe in, imagine you are connecting to the infinite realm of loving light and sending out this Ah sound to further embolden our peace to the Middle East. Let's breathe in and sigh. Let's open the wings of our voices. Breathing in. feel free to harmonize. releasing your chant, staying in your heart, staying in the infinite power of love, radiating its force to hold Israel and Palestine in the arms of peace and love. And I will now sing a channeled song for protection of the children, invoking the energy of the Great Mother, singing as well to the prayers of the innocent children whose lives have been lost, to guide them in their return to the arms of the Great Mother.
imagining a world of great peace, seeing that world where war is over, where the people of Israel and the people of Palestine are one in joy, in love and peace, remembering our divine humanity and the common ground of this sacred earth. See that world alive in your heart. Breathe life into that world. Feel, taste, smell, and hear the songs of that world of great unity. And as we go about our lives, hold a vision of that world in your heart as much as you can each and every day. That world of great peace, where our grievances have been processed, our traumas have been healed, and we come again into the energy of the one heart, into a world of great unity and universal love. That world is alive. It is already in existence within us. We simply need to bring it forth into our world. May we all be participants in building that world. May we all open ourselves to be an offering to the creation of this new earth, this new world of great peace long prophesied. This is our destiny. This is why we are alive here and now, this beautiful moment. Let us join our hands in a gesture of union in front of our heart, bowing into the infinite loving light in our heart space. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, angels. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you to the spirits of the sacred animals and the white lions for being here with us. Thank you for each of you for being here with me, with us in this collective energy that we have created today. Thank you so much. I invite you to take this work into your life. Form your prayer groups, form your prayer circles, whether it's in your household or in the public. Bring prayer more into your life. Bring this connection with the divine. And the last thing I want to leave you with, many people are asking, what is the solution to this conflict? What is it that we need to do? And I will say, we don't know that solution, but the divine, which we are a part of, knows. So take that inquiry into your prayers, and we will be guided into the things that we can do in our humble little ways to create this world. I'll be doing more of these prayer waves moving forward, so I look forward to joining with your energy once again. And feel free to share this as it replays. The energy will still be there for those who miss this present coherence. So thank you again so much for your energy, for your hearts, seeing some of your blessed, beautiful comments and really feeling that vibe, and really also feel, as Cassandra has shared, being with her singing bowl. Work with your music, with your songs. Remember, Saint Augustine said, to sing is to pray twice. Singing has this power to infuse our prayers with even more beauty, more power, more energy. I'm back here in Canada, and it's my intention before I leave onward to my journeys in Costa Rica at the end of November to organize a prayer wave live where we sing again as the Vibrations of Peace initiative that I've started years ago. So that'll also be something that I'll be live streaming, so look out for that. So thank you again for all of your energy. I'm so touched by all these comments coming through, and just thank you. Thank you for being here. This is something that we co-create together. And praying for peace and love in the Middle East, holding our beautiful Jewish brothers and sisters and our Palestinian brothers and sisters in our hearts. come to an end on this planet. It will. It already is happening. We're in this process. Those that are suffering now are a great sacrifice to this effort. So pray for their spirits and their souls to those that have departed. I'm going to end this here now, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me. Sending so much love.